chords major pentatonic with a bit of minor. Hello everyone, welcome along to another video lesson. John here. Today we're having a look at how to play over dominant 7th chords in a blues. So we're doing this in the key of C. The backing track is just a C7 chord. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the scale. I'll do a bit of improvising with each idea so you can hear how it goes, okay? So let's get on with it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use C pentatonic. Major and minor you can use for this. So here we go, here's the scale shape. Okay, so now if I do a bit of improvising with this, we'll notice scale and see how it sounds. Okay, pentatonic scale, very good. Now, what we can also do is we've got 4 notes in a C7 arpeggio. They are a C, an E, a G, and finally a B flat. That's the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. Okay, of the chords. So we can start an arpeggio on each one of those notes. Let me show you what I mean. If I start on the C note, you're going to get a C dominant arpeggio. That sounds like this. Now, if I do a bit of improvisation with that, let's see the difference. So we have so that's kind of gives it maybe a more jazzy feeling, doesn't it? That sound. There we go, nice. Now, if we start on the 3rd of the chord, which is an E, we're going to have a scary arpeggio called E minor 7 flat 5. Sounds like this. Now, how are you going to make that sound good in a blues? That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Well, what we can do here is, when you're playing these other arpeggio ideas, what you can do is just make sure you resolve it to one of the chord tones. So what I mean by that is, for in C7, C, E or G, or that 7th chord, you've got to resolve it. So let me show you what I mean. So what I did there was, I was playing that arpeggio but resolved it to the C and then the E, then I think I went back to the C. You could obviously go back to the G if you wanted to. There we go. So E minor 7 flat 5, that's an option, starting on the 3rd. If you start on the 5th, that's a G note. That will give you a G minor arpeggio. It sounds like this. Nice sound that, isn't it? Do that one again. Okay, now if we improvise a little bit with that. So G minor, remember you've got to resolve it to the C, one of the notes in C anyway, otherwise it's going to sound a bit kind of, if you stay in G minor, you know it's not resolving anywhere, so it's really important you've got to go back to it. Okay, now so that's the 5th, G minor. Okay, the last one, the 7th. That's the B flat, that's the 7th. If you start on that note, you can have a B major 7 arpeggio. That one sounds like this. So again, you've got to resolve it. Let's do a bit of playing with that. Here we go. Okay, so B flat. By the way, when you're playing these things, you don't have to play the whole arpeggio. You know, you don't have to do. You know, that can sound a little busy. I'm just taking the first three notes, B flat, D, F there, and then resolving it. And obviously you want to make it sound bluesy, so try and add some pentatonic scales in there as well. Alright, so let me just recap on these options for you. First option you have is C minor or C major pentatonic scales. Okay, next option, if you start from the arpeggios of C7, you could have C, the root note, that would be the dominant 7 arpeggio. If you start on the third, you have E minor 7 flat 5. Remember to resolve it. If you start on the fifth, you have G minor 7 arpeggio. Resolve it again. And if you start on the flat 7, you have B major 7 arpeggio. Okay, so let's see if we can mix these things up. I'll try and explain what I'm doing. That was major pentatonic with a bit of minor. Was kind of major pentatonic, but I put a bit of dominant 7 arpeggio in it. Or G minor mixed with the arpeggio. Let's do some B flat. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play using some of these ideas, alright? So see if you can spot where they are. Okay, there we go. Hope that helps. Hope you get some ideas from that and things you can do. Just remember to resolve these things. They sound a little bit more musical. And also think of the timing too. If I play that, that's B flat, going to C. So think of that when you're playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I start on B flat, I'm kind of resolving there to the C in time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it doesn't sound like you're aimlessly rambling on. There we go. Hope you have some ideas from that. Nice to see you. See you in the next video.